All right. Hello, everybody, and welcome back. Today's Wednesday, February 11th, 2026, and this is We Grow Wednesday. We need a few minutes here to hit the like buttons and all that, so we'll play a little intro, 4 minutes and 50 seconds. We'll be right back, and we'll get into it. We're going to find out the weird, wacky, zany, crazy world of health and wellness. It's going to be fun. We'll be right back in just under 5 minutes, guys. Let's grow.
Midweek grind, we're scrolling through the noise. Stories hitting hard, cutting through the void. Big Ugg pulling strings, poison in the feed. Well, they're selling us ain't what we need. Posting articles, lighting up the screen. Common struggle shared, know what I mean. Time to wake up now, see the hidden game. We grow Wednesday, hey, stop and look around. We grow Wednesday, plant it in the ground. Grow our own, break the chains, rise up strong. Knowledge in our veins where we belong. We grow, yeah, we grow. Every soul gotta eat, fuel the fire inside. But the cause of twisting truth, trying to hide. Processed lies on shelves, stealing our health away. New tech coming fast, showing us a better way. Community talking, sharing what we find. Self-sustainable minds, leaving chains behind. Digging in the dirt or digging for the truth. We grow Wednesday, hey, stop and look around. We grow Wednesday, plant it in the ground. Grow our own, break the chains, rise up strong. Knowledge in our veins where we belong. We grow, yeah, we grow. No more blind, no more fed their lies. Hands in the soil, fire in our eyes. From seed to strength, we're taking control. Empower the body, empower the soul. Wednesday rolls again, gather round the feed. Health and wellness news, planting every seed. Growing food ourselves, growing who we are. Better versions rise, shooting for the stars. Big Food's empire cracks. We won't bound time. We grow Wednesday. Hey, hey, stop it on Wednesday. We grow Wednesday. Hey, stop and look around. We grow Wednesday. Tear their walls down.
Hello, everybody. It's been an interesting February. I'm expecting us maybe to get a little more cold before it's over with, but we've got kind of nice weather right now. I got my friend Tala here with us, the first light warrior, ready to rumble and discover something new. Like, why not? Why shouldn't we learn something and find something out? So, how are you? How are you doing this week?
February is this is strange, but on social media, February is always difficult for me. Uh, I get very vocal about heart disease awareness, which boosts my visibility,
Mhm.
and typically it boosts my visibility more than lupus awareness because more people are paying attention to heart disease issues.
Hmm.
Well, when you boost your visibility, what happens? More trolls.
Mm,
So,
yeah.
yeah, I had a little clapback moment yesterday because I was just kind of over it.
Is that what the video
Along with,
was? I did
huh?
see a video. I saw a video. Was that the video that you were?
Yeah,
Okay.
because somebody thought they had a gotcha moment, and I went, no, you did not.
Well,
It's just
give
how I
me a
am.
reason to make another piece of content. Give me a reason.
Yes,
Go
that's
ahead.
exactly. So, like, he's got 75 followers and posted a picture of me, a screenshot, a bad screenshot. And I
Uh,
went,
you're all like in mid like talk or whatever. Yeah. Hmm.
so what I did was I reposted his post to my 5,700 followers.
Mm,
I was like, You think you scare me? Here, let's let everyone see it, you know?
hmm.
I mean, it was stupid. It's just so, there's a lot of damage that you take when you have multiple health conditions. My body's taken a lot of damage. But the reason that I don't hide stuff is because I have nothing to share with anyone about my recovery from a severe level of disability if I'm going to the hairdresser, coloring my hair and styling it to hide stuff and wearing a bunch of makeup and using filters. Okay,
Mm,
I'm not hating on anybody who does that, but it's not me. I'm not using filters. This is my face. I don't wear makeup. Sometimes I put some on. I love that photo that I sent you for the promo today. I love that one because it's a rare moment where it's like, I got lipstick on, but I still didn't have any makeup on.
right. Like just a
So
little,
I
just
think at
like
58 after what I've been through, yeah, I'm okay with how I look. It's really weird for someone to be like, is it
hmm.
grade school? So that's kind of what February is like for me, but I'm going to keep going. I committed to posting one video message under 3 minutes a day for awareness. And that's what I'm going to do. Yeah.
We all have one. I mean, it's so funny. The things that we neglect sometimes are the most essential things. Um, like
Yeah.
gym today, and I was like, man, you know, I feel like um, it's not that far out of reach, but then I go into the gym and I feel like, oh man, got a long way to go before. And maybe some part of you is thinking, well, like imagining what it was like in your early 20s, and you're expecting to maybe get back to somewhere like that, but that's not necessarily possible. But you can get a heck of a lot better than better off than where you are by doing a little bit of exercise. And the heart, and I would say the misconception of cardio is like, oh, my lungs, oh, okay, no, I breathe pretty good, I don't need cardio. Your heart, your heart gets a lot of benefit from that,
Yeah.
elevating your heart rate, and that letting it cool down and not obviously not overdoing it. But yeah, I mean, it's a heart.
Had I known then what I know now, right?
Right.
This is why they say youth is wasted on the young.
Yeah.
And it's exactly, I would have to go back to my teens really because by my 20s, I knew things were not really right, but I didn't know why. But even if I go back to my teens, the truth is I was born with a health deficit, so this has been an uphill battle since I arrived on the planet. And the truth is that now at 58, that's emotional. I feel better than I ever have. And the reason that's emotional is because I have a goal to be at my best level of fitness at 60. So I know that if I'm feeling this much better at 58, I'm on the right track. And that's going to happen.
Just better is better. I mean, even
Yes.
having like not giving yourself some sort of unattainable goal, but just saying better. I'd like to be better.
Yeah.
Like for
It's
me,
fight, but yeah.
some of those small goals, like not necessarily heart related, but the hang. I think we talked about the dead hang a couple times, and I'm really hoping to try to just work on that and be able to hang for a longer period of time. Yeah, pull ups would be
It should
great.
be
I'll
60
get to pull
seconds
ups.
as a grown man. It should be 60 seconds.
I'm lucky to get maybe 30 seconds on there, so I got to work on it for
Yeah.
sure.
Same. I could do 60 before, but I'm down to about 30, so I need to build it back up. And
Some of that
apparently
is like
that's very
weight,
uncommon for women. So
right? Well, that's I mean, grip strength is something is one of the markers of decline. Age is literally not the main marker of declining. It's like being able to squat, being able to dead hang, your grip strength, those kind of things, and obviously like balance is another big one. There's a lot of them, but I
I
see
was
you
doing an
ladies on the
annual
rumble.
squats
So
challenge
yeah,
because all those muscles are so important. And people are asking me about it, but you know what? Everybody's too anticipatory. A lot of people continued doing squats. Good, that's what you were supposed to do. So I'm not doing a squats challenge this year. I'm switching it. March is going to be planks every day.
planks. Oh no,
I don't love it. So if I can do this, everybody else can get on board.
I might be wrong about this. This is where you lay on your back and you keep your feet, your heels
Nope.
above the ground. No.
Nope. That is like the top push up position or on this part of your arm,
Uh huh.
but your feet is your other contact point. And there's all kinds of variations. You can do 3 point, you know, one hand up or one foot up. Yeah. But just basic planks, some starting point. Um, on this part of your arm is usually easier, but like back in the Periscope
I
days,
think I know. I've seen people like that now. Okay, go ahead.
Nate Gilbert, who moved to the East Coast, he used to be in California here. He thought he was going to be cute and show me that he could do, a longer plank, right? So he gets live, and I'm trying to tell him in the chat, I'm all, dude, you are doing it wrong. Here's what he was. He was resting. He was down resting so that he wasn't actually putting the force through his arms. He was like this. I'm all, that is not a plank. Get up.
That's like a foot up. So I know what you're saying now. I wonder what the heck is that called when you um have your if you have your not shins your heel 6 inches off the ground. You put
Those are hard too.
I mean, and then maybe you just like do move your legs like this, your feet. Oh man, that's more of an ab
Yeah.
thing. I guess planking is
Flutter
good for
kicks.
abs too. Yeah,
Those are
that's
flutter
true.
kicks, yeah.
I don't know.
Which the
There's so many
starting
great
point
ones.
for anybody with back problems would actually be variations of dead bugs, which I hate because they feel like they do nothing.
Did you
But
say dead bugs?
dead bug.
Where
What
you're
they have me doing in PT as a variant, because I'm stronger than that, is using the big yoga ball, the stability ball, the inflatable one. And what you do is you put it against your knees and you alternate lifting your and one hand and one knee off of the ball. So you're shifting the force back and forth. It's kind of
oh
interesting.
like your hips maybe.
Yeah, it works for your core, all your core muscles. It's really good.
The core is so important. Like some people be like, yeah, I just want big abs or not big abs, big, big biceps or big, pecs or like
Whether
nice
you're over
legs.
50, you'll want your core muscles.
Right. It's the core muscles that really, yeah, really matter. All right, guys, I'm gonna put the anybody that happens to be here, kind of a A little bit of a slow crowd today. If you could help us out, hit the like button and share it out with some friends.
That's right. I need to repost.
I see a couple on the one. Margaret went to the YouTube. Margaret, Kayla on the Rumble. I see Kathleen making a funny on the Facebook. She said 12-ounce curls. First, she said 13-ounce curls. I thought maybe not. I missed it. Okay, I misread it first. I thought she said 13-ounce curls. What does that mean? Hello, Rose. How are you today? And we had Kayla on the Facebook, Margaret on the Facebook. Oh, and we'll put Tala on the wheel too. And I think that was everybody. Yeah, comment below if you want on the wheel. Let's see here. Well, we got a lot to look at, so why not get into it? We looked, I think last week we stopped here at the picture of the, American lawn being brainwashing and stuff like that. I think there's a lot of choices and options. I don't think anyone told me or told you that, hey, you need a lawn, so we'll move past that one. Let's see. The pill bugs are crustaceans related to shrimp. They recycle dead plant matter and bind heavy metals into stable deposits, reducing soil and groundwater contamination. See, this is a perfect story with what happened last week when I posted a reel of all these roly-polies that I found in my garden, and I dug up dug a hole so that I could bury some scraps in the grow bed, in the grow table here inside, and a bunch of roly polies were all over the place. So of
They're
course
not
I
a
found.
problem.
No, they're not. Now, I mean, I could see them getting like so like over like an infestation of them, which isn't necessarily
Well,
like that.
sow bugs are sow bugs are the ones that are more flattened out, and from what I remember, sow bugs can do some damage, but the ones that we called roly polies, the pill bugs, are not so
Yeah.
much an issue.
Well, plus if I had too many, I could just start throwing them in the aquarium. Fishies will take care of that for me. They'll first take care
True.
of their legs. Their legs all swimming around, trying to survive, and then so they slowly will pick off the legs, and then eventually they can eat the whole thing.
Why was I
Yeah.
not following you on Rumble? I know I followed you before. It's
Well,
weird.
I don't know. Did you just make 610? Did you just make 610? Let's see. No, it still says 609. Maybe
Is that
someone
what you need?
left. Maybe no. I don't. I mean, I need 600,010 if that's okay. But no, I'm just. I was at 609 before. Somebody might have left. That's okay. It
I don't know.
happens.
It's weird.
It
Like, this
happens.
app really behaves strange for me.
Well, that's not untrue either. So I guess there is that.
I
But
can't join because I guess it subscriber only for like,
it shouldn't
is
be
it paid
subscriber
subscriber
only.
only?
No.
It won't let me join.
Is it saying something about your email verification or?
$99 a year or $9.99 monthly.
Yeah, no. This should not be a
Yeah, it won't let
paid stream.
me. It won't let me enter the live. Isn't that
That's not the
weird?
first time I've heard of that actually. So I don't know what the deal is, but maybe I could send you the link to your Facebook Messenger. I'd be able to do that.
Yeah, maybe.
Share.
See, the concern is if it's behaving that way for me, it could be doing that to other people too.
I don't doubt it. That is true. Let me just send you this link here. So you did hit the follow button, but yet it
Yeah.
still won't let you click into the live stream.
Yeah.
I just sent you the link on your messenger. Let's see if that
Okay.
works. Rose found us on the Rumble. Let's go. Let's go. Hey, Alice. Hello. It takes my
Okay, that worked.
algorithm a minute to warm up, so I guess it's okay that we wait a little bit to get started.
Okay, that
There's
worked.
Tala. Okay.
So weird.
I thought
I
I
know that
thought I
I
saw
followed
you
you
in a.
before.
I was gonna say I thought I saw you comment before because I was telling people to follow you. Ladies,
Yeah.
if you're on the Rumble, if you would, you can click Tala's name there and click follow.
So I'm
Interesting.
grabbing the link so I can post it on X too.
Sure. Did you see that thing inside Rumble? It says repost. If you click that repost, it will reshare it inside of Rumble under your profile, I guess, and reshare it and push it out into the algorithm some more. I thought I typed this already, but that's okay. Guess we're both
They're on
feeling
the
that same thing today,
social media struggle bus today.
right?
Okay, I reposted on X.
All right, I think I got everybody caught up in the chat. Alice, if you hit the YouTube, I'll throw you on here again, and we're back to the pill bugs. So they're like shrimp. I mean, look, I don't want to be gross here or anything, but if you were forced to pick between eating cockroaches or eating pill bugs, which one would you pick? Now let's pretend that they're ground up and they're getting turned into delicious chips or freaking like gel cubes that are
Bro, I'm
delicious.
fasting at that point.
Okay, but I'm just saying, like, do you eat shrimp?
Yes.
Like it's basically a shrimp. It's just got the
But yeah, cockroaches are definitely not in this equation ever.
well, okay, so we're gonna pick. I think we're in agreement. We're gonna pick the pill bug if we had to, like, that's what we had to sustain on anymore.
If my life depended on it, yeah.
I think it's like eating the shrimp, I guess. Not sure what that is, Kathleen. WTIF, Waylon the indoor farmer. Hey, Kat, how are we?
But today I'm sticking with eggs and parmesan.
Right. Well, okay. I'll let you have regular food again, but for just that hypothetical, I thought it would be fun. It was like
As
this
I
is. It
understand
says.
it,
Go ahead.
they're supposedly um they created a food additive for protein that is ground crickets, and it's got some name and I can't remember. I'm gonna have to look it up. That's fine for people who want to do that, but I don't want them sneaking it in under a name that I
That's
don't
the
recognize in
problem.
the
Yeah.
ingredients. That's a
No.
problem because also crickets can carry disease.
Do
So let's
you?
not pretend that couldn't be a problem.
Right. I mean, and I guess if we were saying the perfect situation, we had these bugs being bred in some kind of laboratory scenario where it's just everything's hunky dory and they get the best food or whatever. So if all things were equal, I definitely would say no to the cockroach. But this being that it's like a crustacean, and this is why there was a comedian, I forget who it was, but he had a great joke about how lobster and crab, like, those are just bugs, giant, those are just big bugs on the bottom of the ocean. Like, they're just bigger in the ocean because we have smaller version of those, on fresh water and land. Um, it's just funny that some people just love that lobster and that crab, but if you were to say, "Hey, here's a handful of cricket legs," they'd be like, "What? No." Like, well, hold on, but like they were so
My buddy
similar.
Nick, my buddy Nick likes I guess it's fried crickets. Um he's a little
Kathleen said she'd
more.
pick the roach. Are you for sure, Kathleen? I could see fried crickets. I mean, any of this stuff, like I wouldn't
Well, that's
eat.
the thing. If I had to pick one, then crickets would be more likely.
Right, like, I think people imagine when I that's why I made sure to stress that it could be in any form, but they imagine like the bug itself eating it. But I don't imagine that when I eat chicken. Like, I'm not imagining the face of the chicken as I'm eating. Like like if I did do that more, then of course it would be
What's
gross.
the
It would
most
not make
unusual
me not.
food you've tried?
I've tried a few things. I've tried ostrich. I had an ostrich burger. I don't think it's like
Ostrich, yeah.
it's good. It's kind of dry, but I don't know that it's like
Escargot?
super unusual or anything. No, I've never. No, never tried the caviar.
Escargot.
Is that?
I love crawdads. Um, Trying to think what else.
I'm trying to think of what else
Not
too.
real
I can.
finicky,
Well, I
you
know
know.
there's plenty of things I wouldn't try. I'm not a big fan of clams.
Oh, I love those.
Um,
But what's better? Oysters. And yeah, I do eat raw oysters. I have no
oh, like
problem
the
with that.
oysters. There was this place, man. If you like oysters, this place. There was this vendor at an event I was at. Like they made this stuff. It was just the most delicious looking seafood, but it was not up my alley. And then I bought the shrimp, and the shrimp was full, like was cooked, but they were a whole shrimp. Like I had to pick the shrimp apart, and that was not easy. Like they were crustaceans, you know what I'm saying? Like we think of shrimp, our pampered selves, where you can go to the store and you got these cute little dingy things you can just nom, 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 nom on, you know. But then when you get the shrimp like that, and it's got the entire, like the shell on it, the head, the legs, all of it that I had to deal with, and I'm like, this is a bug. And it was a huge. They were big too. They were each big. I didn't eat most of it.
Pickled pig's feet. Have you tried that?
No.
Tried it.
Guess
Don't
I haven't
like it.
tried a lot of. I haven't tried a lot of things. I guess.
Don't like it. Yeah. But I did try it.
Diane, hello.
Souse. Who knows what souse is?
Souse. I think somebody brought this up recently. Was that you?
Souse. No,
Souse.
it wasn't me, but souse. That's popular in the South. Okay, like North Carolina, that's where I tried it. But you can get it other places. It's very similar to head cheese. But
Th-
it's scrap cuts. That's the thing. I haven't eaten souse since 2014.
mm.
2013 maybe. Yeah.
Kathleen, yeah, that was the choice. It was just interesting that you picked the roach over the roly poly, which is more like shrimp. The roach isn't. I don't know what kind of food that we eat on a regular basis that you could compare the roach to, you know. But if you're comparing this to just like a tiny shrimp, you know, like that kind of sound. Like if you were to raise kids, and you're like, yeah, we eat shrimp, and then also tell them that these are like tiny shrimp, like you would never know the difference. You know what I mean? I don't know.
My mom loves pickled pig's feet and pickled eggs. Uh, I've heard of that. I don't know if I'm seeing the whole comment. I've heard of that gross.
She was responding to something you said. I think
But yeah,
I don't like clams or any
pickled
shellfish
eggs are
except shrimp or
good.
lobster.
I
What's
don't mind
that?
pickled eggs. Those are good. I just didn't
Pickled
like pickled
eggs?
pig feet.
Pickled pig's feet just sounds
It's
disgusting.
bristly. It's
Yeah,
I'd
not
rather chew
they're
on
not
the end of
cooked,
the
right?
chicken bone, you know?
Is it like a pig's foot, a pickled pig's foot, cooked or not cooked before it gets
Well,
pickled?
if it's pickled, yeah, well, I mean, it would just about have to be. I mean, okay,
You would
technically
think.
prosciutto is not. It's aged, but you have to kill the pathogens because
Oh,
trichinosis, you know.
that's prosciutto. That's why it's so thinly sliced, and you just eat small amounts of it.
I think prosciutto is just aged so long that nothing survives, you know.
Head cheese. Kathleen's like head cheese. What the heck?
Head cheese is not cheese. It's meat. Cheap cuts of meat. Look, in the South, you have a culture of people who they used everything just like my native ancestors because, finances. You know what I mean? Like
Right.
a lot of poor communities, so they used everything, which is smart, really. And I have nothing against eating organ meats. In fact, it's beneficial, you know. I'm just more finicky in my old age than I used to be as far as like the quality and also flavor. For example, I love chicken liver. I'll eat that, turkey liver, but beef liver, I just can't quite. It's too sweet, you know?
I've never tried either one. Chicken liver is not so sweet. You say? All right.
Oh, you definitely should be eating organ meats, just the right ones.
Oh, so I didn't finish reading this. It says they do not bite or spread disease. They function as natural soil cleaners worth protecting. Excuse me. Hello, I'm a pillbug. I'm a crustacean, not an insect. I trap lead, cadmium, and copper in my shell, blocking toxins before they reach plants. I don't bite or spread disease. I'm harmless, protecting soil. When you see me, please don't squash me alive today. It's like
That's also
where's
why you don't
Sally
want to eat
Struthers
them.
at? Right.
I don't need
Well,
lead and cadmium.
I mean, but that's what shrimp do. Shrimp are cleaners as well. And I know I used to get freshwater shrimp from my aquarium. We've been on this story for too long, but it is interesting. It's an
So, I
interesting
mean,
dilemma.
you eat things like shrimp and even oysters only in moderation. Because, yes, there
True.
are issues. Just like
Okay, so I
the
wouldn't
fish that you
survive
want
on
for
just
the
shrimp.
omegas,
Right.
you have to be careful about mercury. Yeah.
Does shrimp have omegas? Omega threes or
No, but certain
huh.
types of fish, like salmon, tuna, you need to be conscientious about how much of it you eat and where it's coming from because
Ooh.
mercury.
Kathleen says, "How about cow's tongue? Never had cow's tongue before." Mm-mm.
Lengua. I live in Southern California and eat a lot of Mexican food, so I have. But back in 2018, when I stopped eating meat for 4 to 6 years, um, I found that it was not so appealing once I started getting conscientious about the way I was eating. And it was my coach and mentor to me three at the time who wanted me to go vegetarian. So after one visit to the taco stand, I was like, this doesn't feel right anymore. I promised him I would never eat lengua again. So I keep my word.
I mean, I don't know. I don't know if I would try it or not. I feel like I would try it, but I've just never been in that situation. I guess I think I tried alligator meat too. Um,
Alligator is
like
fabulous.
they were like chunks that were battered and fried, so it was kind of just
Yes.
like chicken bites, kind of more or less.
Alligator done right tastes like a really high grade pork chop. It is just amazing. And I've had it done right at the seafood festival in North Carolina,
Was it
North
cut?
Carolina, South
Was it like a pork chop cut, like a steak cut?
They just do little like, at the seafood festival, they do little bites of it that are batter fried
Right.
like that on a stick,
Probably because they're using
and
these smaller alligators, so they're easier
well
to deal with. Like,
well, it has like, you can mess up alligator really easily. You have to know how to cook it. Yeah,
hmm. I wonder
so
what it means by what you mean by mess up. Like, is it poisonous otherwise if we do it wrong, or
no,
just make it
no,
too
but you
dirty?
have to cook it the right amount of time at the right temperature. It can be really tough. It's yeah,
You
and I've
like
had it
alligator,
cooked
Kathleen?
badly.
Yeah. Well, I could see that. Yeah, chewy and tough. It's
California.
kind of chewy to begin with. There's a little chew to it. Okay, what's this next post here? The next one here is from one of our sponsors, Matt Anderson from your CBD store, um, talking about a lie that's in the media. Let's read some of it here. I don't want to read the whole
Oh
thing, but
boy.
that may sound weird coming. He says the media is lying to you. That may sound weird coming from me on an article like this. But earlier I posted a little quip about not having to want to get stoned to applicate or to appreciate cannabis. It was spurred from reading this article, full article and comments. Here's the thing: there are very powerful forces trying their hardest to keep you confused. Why? Because they want to primarily control one natural compound over a five or out of 500 found within a single plant genus. This is why President Trump published an executive order commanding Congress to do what it is right and not submit to those forces. So I believe he's talking about the hemp ban. Wall Street Journal, surprise treatment for chronic low back pain, cannabis. Two new drug trials find a THC-based cannabis extract could help with condition that affects millions. So he's talking about this, I guess, here. Unveiling the extent. Oh no, that's a ad inside the.
Where are we at on all of this? Like, I don't really know what this administration's stance is. I don't know if it's going to affect my situation here in California or not. Because like here, it's recreationally legal.
The issue is that they're counting like this whole thing is it's like two different things. So cannabis is recreational legal, but hemp is a separate thing, and a bunch of people found ways to get psychoactive compounds out of hemp, which was more federally legal. And so then now all the politicians and lawmakers are wanting to backtrack and try to close those loopholes or try to find ways to stop that from happening. But it's like almost like two different industries, and I think they do that on purpose in order to keep the two industries butting heads against each other, because then
Yeah.
then they get to you know
I mean, aren't we
the,
like over 50% of the states where it's legal now in some form? It's a
for
lot.
sure. Yeah, I think
I
it's at
mean, we just
least
need to get
30.
rid of the federal. I'm so over it.
Well, I saved this because Matt, uh, obviously his business relies on this hemp products and CBD and CBG and all these other cannabinoids they're looking at trying to regulate more of, and so he's been on it pretty much every time there's something that comes out. He's on it, so I keep track of what
Regulation
he
means
says.
cost. That's what worries me.
He says over the next several years, there will be a lot of information coming out in many areas impacting quality of life for not only humans, but also animals regarding cannabis. Ask questions, educate yourself, because remarkable remedies have been around for thousands of years. You shouldn't have to feel self conscious for pursuing them. Yeah, it is kind of a thing within a century where we have demonized something that had been around for thousands of years.
I was raised
Although,
that way.
well, they tried to do it with alcohol. I mean, prohibition just didn't stick. I wonder what it was. I wonder what the difference is and why alcohol didn't stick, but cannabis did for quite a lot longer.
Well, I mean,
I wonder what the difference was. What do you think?
okay, so with alcohol, I mean, what are the health benefits? You know what I mean?
I mean,
And
there's if you're playing devil's advocate, there are a couple. There are a couple. Obviously, you have the topical, like uh, what do you call it, disinfectant type of
that that's really it.
use. But ingesting it, they what did they used to say, and I think this is still accurate. Like if you're pregnant or even not pregnant, like a glass of wine a day is good for your
It was
like
myth.
the Zetamith. Okay, I think
It,
there
it
is
was
something
so
about it
wrong because
thinning your blood.
bottom line, ingesting alcohol is pro-inflammatory and toxic. It puts a load on your liver. There's no benefit. You can get the benefits from grapes
Right.
without ingesting wine. There actually was no, yeah. See, so I mean, it's another one of those things where they promoted this idea and led us down the garden path, just like they did with wheat, just like they did with
Mhm.
saying don't eat butter. It was wrong. So there's easy ways to get those benefits without the toxic load.
Right.
Yeah.
If we're
So,
talking
but I mean,
about
so that's
benefits,
the question. Why is alcohol easy to obtain, right?
I
Still
think
sounds like they're trying to kill us.
I'll say this: there are probably there's probably nothing in this world that sells better than sex. And one of those two things, alcohol and cannabis, one of those two things assists, especially maybe the less desirable, to achieve sex, and the other one does not. Now, you might say, "I love to have sex on cannabis," and that's fine. There are plenty of studies that show that it does enhance or heighten different things, and we don't need to go into it. But actually, on a Wednesday, I read a story one day about women, I guess, have more intense orgasms while on cannabis or something to that effect. But that does not mean that it helps men or women get to that point, and alcohol does. Alcohol, it's a joke, but like alcohol has
And
been
that may be
keeping
individual too.
right.
We
Well,
always have to make that point.
that's true, and I think this is true as well. It's a joke, but they say alcohol has been keeping the human race alive for thousands of years, like the drunk goggles effect and everything. And I'm not gonna lie, it is not that far off. I mean, you lose your inhibitions, you go out to a place where other people have lost their inhibitions, and then suddenly you wake up wanting to chew off your arm in order to get out of the bed. And they call that
Coyote
coyote ugly.
ugly. That's a
Alligator
good movie,
bologna.
by the way.
Oh no, that's a good idea, Cullen. Alligator bologna sounds delicious. It was a good movie. I didn't know what Coyote Ugly was until I saw that movie. Classic.
None of us did.
I don't know. Was it an actual? Do you think it was a thing before that, for like
It
a real
was.
thing? I
Yeah.
feel like it would be a Southwest kind of thing. Let's check
I
out
don't
this
know.
next one here from the pharmacy reel, and it's pharmacy FARM. There's a few people that have been using that pharmacy sort of play on words. And this says studies. Oh, let's just read the main thing. Dads who regularly wrestle and roughhouse with their children increase their children's brain development and emotional strength by 40%.
I can believe that.
That's intense. I mean, we knew it was
It's a lot.
important, but those, just to sort of break down what specifically what it's affecting. Now, again, this is studies have revealed. Okay, so it doesn't tell me what study, but I believe it. Actually, studies have revealed that when fathers regularly roughhouse and wrestle with their children, it increases their children's brain development and emotional strength by a whopping 40%. Roughhousing creates scenarios where children experience heightened emotions like excitement and sometimes frustration, but within a safe and playful context. They learn to recognize these intense emotions, practice managing them, and develop self control. I don't know if we really need to read the whole thing. It all sort of makes sense. The child is put into sort of a scenario without being a real life consequences. I mean, I guess you could still have real life consequences when wrestling. Obviously, you could get hurt or whatever. So that's probably not the right way to say it. But like a simulated situation, I should say, simulated battle with somebody, and you know, it's, I guess, more known now. I don't know how to put it, but there is a point in a fight, in a battle, where your mind gets sort of heightened, or sort of like awareness, and things start to, like, your instinct starts to take over and stuff. And
Yeah.
being able to put yourself in those pretend scenarios, that's why they do training. That's why there were, that's why we had these big stuffed dummies in the military to like carry around and to pretend like, hey, I'm rescuing my buddy or whatever, and stuff that puts you in a situation that's kind of close or somewhat similar, so that you can kind of learn how to react. And that's basically what roughhousing and playing is,
Yep.
like a mini version of that. Interesting.
Popped into your chat on Facebook there.
Nice. I don't see it yet. Probably 30 seconds away. Oh, there it goes.
Probably. Yeah.
First Light Warrior. If you want to tag your own page, maybe people could click it and follow it. I don't think they can click it otherwise. It's weird. It's a weird thing.
Every platform's got some weird quirk, right?
Right. The cough cushions. There's a lot of commenters on this one. I mean, it just all kind of makes sense. We don't need to hang out with that one very long, but let's see what this next one is from Living Off the Land. Bull thistle gets called a weed, but it's actually a survival food hiding in plain sight. The roots are edible when young and can be cooked like a mild root veggie. The leaves are edible once you remove the spines and boil them. The stalks can be peeled and eaten like celery.
I think I have that in my yard.
Even the flower buds can be cooked like a tiny artichoke. This plant grows almost everywhere, takes no care, and fed people long before grocery stores existed. Living off the land means knowing the value of what others walk past. I thought that was milkweed. Maybe that's a different plant.
Yeah, that's a different one. Different type of leaf. Which, I don't know, I grew up with a lot of milkweed in our yard in LA County, but I don't think I have it here. But that, yeah.
Hmm.
And
I know I've
it's
seen
easy
this
to
around.
confuse it with, like, when it's small, you can confuse it with dandelion, but yeah.
Well, I found it interesting that it said when small, the roots can be eaten. Well, how am I supposed to know when the like
And it's harder to
when not
identify
to eat
plants
it?
when they're young. Yeah.
Right. Like why does it not
Here's the real
edible when
risky one.
it's
Cattail shoots. But the problem is cattail shoots when th're young, you can have death camas mixed in. And it's called that for a reason.
doesn't sound good? Yeah, that seems like
So,
want to avoid that maybe at all costs.
yes. Quite deadly, yes.
So it says if you remove the spine, so I guess you can cut the leaves on each side of the spine, but then it said the stalk can be chewed like celery. So is that the stalk or that's the spine in the middle of the leaf? So I guess that part's not edible, or maybe it's just too bitter or something. You never know, because like sometimes
Yeah,
they say just to eat this part, but it's not because the other part is inedible or toxic. It's
it's
just
just unpleasant.
yeah,
Yeah.
not fun to
So
eat
like
or not worth it.
even let's see, mustard, because I got a bunch of mustard in my yard that I had to pull because I
Hmm.
didn't get to it quick enough to eat any of it. But mustard greens are good if you get the spring leaves at the top. But once it goes to seed, everything gets very tough and it's more bitter. Um, some of these greens you want to do water changes anyway. Dandelions is one of them. Yes, you can eat it raw. No, you don't have to do water changes. However, two problems: bitterness, it's not pleasant. uh, I don't mind eating bitter greens in moderation, but it's a warning because there are anti nutrients. So it may not be the healthiest thing. Your body can process it, but do you want to have to put that load on it? Yeah.
Right? Is it worth it? Is it necessary? Yeah, it makes
And
sense.
that's one of the reasons I have done so well switching to ketovore. Oh.
Uh oh. This one says this next story here: going to the gym might be great for your body, but it could be a silent risk to your health. Dun dun dun. Recent study
Okay.
reveals that common gym equipment like treadmills, free weights, and exercise bikes harbor up to 362 times more bacteria than a toilet seat.
That's why I avoid the gym during cold and flu season because people are nasty.
Researchers swabbed different machines in multiple fitness centers and found colonies of bacteria thriving on high contact surfaces. Free weights were the worst offenders, testing positive for harmful strains like Staphylococcus
Staphylococcus, yeah.
and even traces of E. coli. These bacteria can cause skin infections, digestive issues, and in some cases, serious illness. The
So,
reason
like
is
everybody,
simple.
wash your hands.
That's true, and then but also what I think that it said the free weights are the worst, and that's I think because people don't go and wipe down the free weights after using them. Almost everything else you see people wiping down the seats and the handles and stuff, and
So, what an indictment against the gym that they don't have a bottle of Maticide that they just go across every night when they close. Hello. Maticide kills everything. Maticide kills hep. So, why are they not doing that? Just
Maticide,
saying.
is that a toxin? Is that like a
No, Maticide is a
poison?
disinfectant, a good one. Tattooists use it.
Would you
Yeah.
consider it natural? I don't know. I've never heard of it.
Nah. But
No.
it's effective, and
Would it be
I've
better
had
than
Maticide
bleach?
on my skin. I don't worry about it. I
Is it
mean,
safer than bleach, you think?
oh yeah, I would not leave bleach on my skin. Now, I did have a
Right.
tattooist who would actually clean your skin with Maticide. Maybe not recommended, but it never caused me any harm, and he was
Hmm.
being extra cautious. You
I know they
wash it
say
off
not to use
afterwards.
peroxide anymore because it does might take away the damaged cells, but it also damages healthy cells.
Yeah, we've known that for a long time. I
Yeah.
mean, the only circumstance is if you're trying to uh, bubble bits of dirt out of a wound, but know that when you do it, it does kill skin cells. Yeah. So,
Yeah, whenever I use it for a cut or something, I know, okay, well, I mean, it's going to kill some of the good ones around it, but maybe, I guess I don't mind since it's all going to grow back at some point. I don't know.
vaccine spray. Bactine spray and tribiotic ointment and done. Yeah. Or
Bactine.
iodine. Yeah.
It says to protect yourself, experts recommend using alcohol-based wipes before and after using equipment. Avoid face touching during workouts and thoroughly washing hands afterwards. You can
That's what I'm
also
saying.
bring
Everybody
your
wash your
own
hands.
mat. Use
Yeah.
gloves when needed.
I
Because
mean, I'm not
fitness
going
should
to
be.
be obsessive about it, but you know, if I take a trip to the restroom during my workout, I'm washing my hands for myself and for other people,
Mhm.
you know? And there is some merit to saying, "Hey, if you just came off of handling equipment, maybe you should wash your hands before you use the restroom and
Right,
after."
right. And it seems inconvenient, but is it more or less inconvenient than being sick and maybe deathly ill?
Yeah.
Uh, that's that's true. I
Because
need.
some of y'all out there are nasty.
I think some people. I think a lot of it is that you can't see. So you can't see germs. You can see dirt or mud, or you can see something get dirty, but you can't see something get covered in germs, and so it's
Yeah.
just
I
assumption.
mean, for myself, I've considered, and I probably will, get a little spray bottle and put some Maticide in it because I have a bottle around here somewhere. You can get it on Amazon and just carry that with me. And if I go to handle equipment that I'm not sure about, they have an alcohol based gel or a spray bottle at most gyms. They have stuff there. But if it's just alcohol, it may not get everything, you know?
Hmm. So what would you? So you're saying that what was it called? Maticide?
Hmm.
Would that kills every kind of germ
Everything kills hepatitis. Yeah.
more than alcohol, huh? Okay.
Oh, yeah.
So let me ask you this then, and Kathleen looks like she's in on this conversation. So if you're gonna wipe down a machine or barbells that you don't know about, then shouldn't the etiquette be just wipe things down before you use them?
Before
Because,
and after, if you wanna be
well,
really typical, like or technical, that's the
but
word.
well, I mean, I get that, but why should I wipe it down after if the next person's not going to see me and going to think, oh, I need to wipe this down? So everything.
Afterwards is etiquette, before is for you, afterwards is etiquette,
That's
and
what
you're
I'm saying.
setting an
Shouldn't the
example.
etiquette? Should we change the etiquette somehow, where you wipe it down before you use it? Because then you're just like people are wasting extra time. There's a
No,
lot of wasted minutes by doing that. You know?
because you handled it, you've been breathing on it,
Yeah,
you know?
I get it, but I not. I think the problem is not everybody does that, and
Yeah,
then
that's the
you
point.
assume,
You're doing it
right?
before for yourself if you're more concerned. You're doing it after as courtesy. Yeah.
I think we would all save time if we just did it before. Everyone did it. Everyone does it before, and then those nasty fucks that don't do
Well,
it
everybody
afterwards,
should
they
be
can.
doing it after. You know what I mean?
I
Like, that
agree, but we
should be the
can't
standard.
we can't watch them though. So because
You
of
can't
that,
watch them do it before either, so
no,
here
but
we
that
are.
means but no, but that means but that's still better though, because that means you not knowing either way are going to wipe it down before you use it, which is what I'm proposing the etiquette be. And the person that doesn't wipe it down before they use it, that's all on them. There's nothing they can actually do to the next person, because the next person is maybe the person that wipes it down before they use it.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I
I
just
get
can't,
it.
like, in good conscience, I can't walk away from a machine that I just spent 45 minutes on. I can't walk away
I
from it and not
agree.
wipe it down,
Yeah, it does
you
feel
know?
wrong for sure, and I think, like Kathleen said, both would be nice. I'm just playing, I guess.
It's extra this is the thing, it's extra level of protection. Let's say you missed a spot. If you're doing it twice, if the other person is handling it as well, like, if everybody's doing that a couple of times, then stuff is clean.
Right.
But yeah, the gym should take responsibility in that way. And that, if you got a gym that's open 24 hours, I get that that's a little more difficult. But at some point, yeah, they should be spraying stuff with Maticide.
Here's
I
the
don't
solution:
think they
everyone wear a hazmat suit while in the gym
do.
full covered, no contact whatsoever with the equipment. Then you walk as
I
you
get the
walk in.
humor, but remember that some of us are either immune compromised or immune suppressed, and so, yeah, there are
I'm
some
only
precautions. However,
I,
I'm not a freak about it.
I'm only partly kidding because you imagine the sweat you'd get on. You'd have a good sweat on after 5 minutes in the hazmat suit. Anyway,
Oh, you know, look, I can remember one of the gyms I belonged to. This is a long time ago. There was a guy who was in shorts and a tank top running on the treadmill, and you could see him dripping sweat on the belt. And I kid you
uh,
not, the treadmill smelled awful after he
uh,
left. It was just nasty. Like, guys, come on. Everybody should be. If you sweat that much, just wear long pants or something. I don't know. It's
I
nasty.
can't, and it might be neither here nor there, but I can't seem to get myself to sweat at the gym.
Huh.
I'm not working hard enough, clearly, but I'm also not trying to overdo it to where I hurt myself because I do like, 2 sets on like 8 machines, and I do like 5 minutes on the elliptical, which isn't enough to really, but I go,
Yeah.
until I feel fairly exhausted, and I'm gonna try to as long as I start going more often and more frequent, then that number will go up and yada yada
Yeah.
yada. But I'm just like, okay, I'm not gonna just like push it until I'm sweating my ass off just so that I hurt, like pull a muscle or whatever. So
Yeah.
I don't know. I guess I digress, but it just sucks. I'm like, the sweating I think is the main thing I need to do, and my gym doesn't have a like a sauna or whatever that really would
Ah.
assist in that. But
Do you have a 24-hour fitness in your area?
no, we have Planet Fitness, also called Planet Fatness,
I
because
hate
they
Planet
have
Fitness.
like donut day and pizza day and stuff, and it's like, what's going on in this gym?
24 didn't used to have pools, but most of them do now. So they've got pool, sauna, and spa. Yeah.
Oh, I turned. Okay, this one must be off. I think it's still gonna cheer when it's over. I changed one of these wheels. I changed the sound when it's spinning. It was like some kind of music, and I was like, oh no, I'll get copyright claimed for this. Right. Should be Diane says there should be workers to clean everything off. Well, that's a problem. I mean, like the more workers they need to do that kind of stuff, the more your membership is going to cost.
LA Fitness is good about cleaning all like the whole time they actually do go through and clean the floor and check on stuff, but I mean they can't catch everything. And so that's why I feel like it's everyone's responsibility, the establishment and the members. But people are so entitled these days, they don't feel like they should have to do it. It's like, oh, we have people that do that. I paid my membership. Well, yeah, but how much do you want your membership to cost?
I mean, I'm happy that they have spray
Medication.
bottles and stuff around, that are like nearby that you can use. I think that's at least good. Because I've been to gyms in the past where it was like hard to find something. Like, hey, how do I wipe this off? All right, number 14. I believe that was Ronald Blackwell, Super Pro member. That's what's up. Like to see the Super Pro members win. Ronald Blackwell, yes sir. Congrats. Got two more spins, or no, one more spin. So make sure you get yourself a number on the indoorfarmer.locals.com. Sign up for $2.
And Dollyweed says, my son sells spas and they are very healthy for you. I agree. 24 has, like I said, they have the spa, but they also have sauna. But it's interesting because they have a dry sauna and they have a steam room. But the last time I tried a steam room, it smelled in there. Like
Mm,
they just need
musty.
better sanitization. It
Mm,
shouldn't smell like a gym sock. Like
mm,
that tells me they're not cleaning it properly. So
smell musty in here.
I know, it was like I walked in and I was like I turned around and left. I'm all,
Yeah,
"Hell
no, I think I'm
no."
good. I think I'm good today on that.
Good.
I'll, All right, we're gonna get to another story, but let me see some dancing bananas on the Rumble. Let's get that Rumble pumping. If you're watching on Facebook, go sign up. It's free. I'll try to get to 10 people, and I'll do an ad read. Okay, let's see. This next one comes from the Daily Zone. Having a child after age 33 is associated with longer life and higher odds of reaching 95.
Yep.
Right off the
I've
bat,
heard
you
that.
believe you agree you believe this? Okay.
Yeah. I understand
Initial.
women's health and I understand motivation. Yeah.
Hmm. I definitely see this being like a subliminal motivation for your body to stay alive for sure.
Yes.
Researchers at the University of Utah and Boston University analyzed thousands of women's longevity records. They found a clear trend: women who gave birth to their last child after age 33 had a significantly higher chance of living to 95 or older. This does not
Yeah.
mean that late childbirth directly causes a longer life. Rather, it reflects bodies that age more slowly and maintain stronger biological resilience. Women with later natural fertility often show signs of slower aging, better cell repair, and more robust long term health.
Yeah.
Women who stopped having children before age 29 were less likely to reach the same longevity milestones. The studies highlight the connection between reproductive health and overall wellness, including advantages. Advantages in cardiovascular health, metabolism, and stress regulation. These differences can translate into longer life expectancy. Excuse me. While every woman's reproductive timeline is unique, these findings provide fascinating insight into how fertility patterns may reflect underlying resilience and healthy aging.
There's a
Understanding
few
these.
things.
Okay, go ahead. We're done.
Okay, so first, I always have to say this, even though I'm on board with that. Causation does not equal correlation. So let's say someone who is able to have a child later in life is more likely to live longer. That's just,
Right.
there's it may not, yeah.
It does
Correlation
say
does not equal
natural. It
causation.
says
I had it
natural as
backwards.
well. It says
Yeah, I had it
natural, not
backwards.
like in vitro, or just not. It's not talking about artificial insemination or anything like that. It
Right,
says
right.
if you
So yeah,
naturally
to put
have.
that the right
Yeah,
direction, correlation does not equal causation. I had it backwards. So
correct.
there's a correlation, but why? So we have to get to the why. So we don't know. However, there are beneficial things that happen. It's very well known in the lupus community that quite often a lupus patient who is pregnant, their symptoms diminish. They pretty much go into remission.
Hmm.
So
Only
your body is
temporarily,
in a state
or
of heightened repair. Yeah.
is it even after the birth? It remains, or does it?
No, not for everyone. There may be a little bit of lingering beneficial effect, but it's during the pregnancy.
Hmm,
So your body is in this heightened mode of repair and sustaining itself correctly. Now, that's not everyone because there are things that
right.
can go wrong too, but it is a known phenomenon. So the hormones that your body's producing, they're beneficial. Granted, when you first get pregnant, you may not feel that way about it because all of those shifts and changes obviously cause ladies to bleh, because it's too much
Hmm.
initially. But there's a goal, you know, there's something coming and it knows that.
Right, like it knows it's not just a change where like a foreign object or a foreign virus or whatever in the system, and the body's like frantically trying to adjust for that. The body at least knows, okay, there's a process. Here's the timeline. Let's
Yeah.
get to it. Let's get to our mission is in front of us, gang. It's time to get to work. Uh, just like look who's talking.
Yeah.
My son drew a
Um
bunch. My son drew a
yeah, I
bunch of
mean,
balloons the other day, and I swear it looked like the beginning of Look Who's Talking, and not balloons. Like all the strings were all over, and it was just like, whoa, what is this? Those are balloons? Okay, all right.
but to the point of mindset, which is a lot of what I teach. Let's think about that. whatever age you have a child, man or woman, either one, now you know I got 18 years to create this functional adult. I got to stick around if I can.
Mhm.
For some people, I mean, that's their reason to be, their reason to fight. They may be catastrophically or even diagnosed as terminally ill, but if they got a child in the picture, they're going to fight hard, right? So, yeah, I could totally believe that.
This is the same exact thing. I think that I okay. Was it a Wednesday? I was reading a story about how in some cultures where there's no concept of retirement, they live
Yes.
longer
That's right.
because they have this, and some people, it's a subliminal thing for some people. Like my son's mom is this way, where work, like being late to work, missing a day to work, like that is a foreign concept. Like
The
like
Japanese are strict about that. 3 times you're late, you're fired.
right, and I think the people that are that into their job, and not necessarily their job, but just being an employee, like being a cog in the machine and just enjoying like being part of that system, that they end up wanting to be at work when they're not at work, or have that sort of what do you call that, workaholic kind of thing. And I think that's can be a good thing. It's a good drive, and also I think it similar to this can keep you kicking longer.
Granted, though, the cultures like that also have a factor that we don't, and that is prioritizing rest. So they're more likely to, very intentionally, without exception, take vacations and siestas, taking breaks in the middle of their workday. And if they have a child, it's common to take quite a lengthy absence, sometimes even the men. So they're prioritizing both sides of it. And I think that is key for longevity in
Right.
all ways.
Well, just the idea that work is part of life. It's not. Oh man, I'd like to love to get out of this. I'd love to not have to go back to there. And I think the story I read specifically was talking about this man who was in a little tribal village, and he was like 95 years old. And the reason, I think in his particular case, the reason he was still alive, the reason that he kept working and kept kicking, nobody else did his job, and so he was he was it. Like he's like, someone, nobody else is gonna do it. I got to do it. I'm doing the job. And so I don't remember what it was he was doing, but it was like there was something
That,
where it was necessity, and that's kind of the same thing with motherhood, where it's like, well, no one else is. I mean, you could. There's some women that are more easily able to separate themselves from their child, but for the most part, it's not the case. I know some women can say, let me adopt or abort or whatever it is, but for the most part, that bond is something that you don't ever you can't even fathom getting rid of, like that bond, and I think that's a similar thing. I think probably more strong, I would say stronger for a mother and child bond than it would be for like a person and their job. But that
yeah.
I might be proven wrong with some people. You never know. That's for sure.
Well, I mean, like I've said before, I didn't have children, but I have my niece and my nephew. They're my godchildren. And there have been times in my life where that was my reason to keep going, knowing that I have these young people in my life for whom, yes, I am setting an example. What if something catastrophic happens in their life later on? You know, what example have I left for them? And that's been very important.
Oh, I spelled it wrong. Minutes.
Sometimes
um,
7 days a week plus raising 3 kids. Yeah.
yeah, Diane's talking about like how much we will. It's almost like we treat ourselves as workhorses in America, and and feel guilty about the rest part of it.
Yeah.
And I know
Well,
there's a
and
lot of
you,
lazy Americans. I'm sure you could disagree with that, but I think the people that do work that 9 to 5, that constant, you know. Go ahead. Sorry.
well, no, you hit on something important with that one guy we were talking about. So, like, if your position is unique, that's all the more important. See, when I became an awareness advocate and I started teaching about nutrition and fitness and natural medicine and dialing back the medications and presenting a message that's hopeful instead of the, this is your new normal and
Doom
it
and
only gets
gloom,
worse
yeah.
from here.
Hmm.
I became the person that no one was for me in the beginning with a different message. So when I started this, what I was doing was pretty unique. There were not very many of us. There's a few more now, but that made my position just that much more important. I realized there is nobody to fill my shoes, and there still isn't because I'm the only me. And uh, I teach differently. you know, I am in
That's a
the
good
realm
point.
of lupus awareness advocates. I'm the no excuses girl. I'm the David Goggins of my field. I just not even hearing it when people say I can't.
I kind
So
of
yeah,
felt the same way with what I do. I feel like suddenly I'm seeing a lot more people that do it. They may not be new, they may not be newer than me at doing it, but it's almost like when you buy a new car, suddenly you start seeing that car everywhere, you know? It's like once you get into something, suddenly you start,
confirmation bias.
right, you start traveling in those circles, you start to see people that are doing similar things, and those people might be getting inspired by you and doing something similar. And a lot of times it's outright stealing. Let's be honest. But for the
Yep.
most part, as long as you, like you said, feel like there's a unique angle that you can take, and I feel the same way. I always try to be. I might be doing something similar, but I have a unique thing that I want to speak about it. And um, anyway, I guess we're a little off topic. Let me see what the next one is.
I think we are both kind of we have our unique niche that we've carved out, and that's a good thing. Like everybody should be doing that for themselves. Just for the legacy that you're gonna leave, if you're intent on helping other people.
I did post about legacy recently. Like, do you think it's important to leave a legacy? I'm not getting a lot of I'm not getting a lot of reactions on my Facebook page lately,
Attraction,
but
huh? I'm
but
gonna
they,
have to
even
look at
though they
that.
they send me a thing that says we're showing you to more people now. Like, you're doing so good. It's like, I don't, everything else points to the other direction of what you're saying to me right now.
I had two
And
pages recently that they
see,
said we're no longer recommending your page, and they said I had a TOS violation, and I blew up. I posted a message. I'm all, Facebook, what are you doing? I was like, what did I do wrong? Show me. And then later it was all, oh, we're recommending your page again. And I didn't change anything. So Facebook has problems.
it's, I swear, so that every week I'm doing these challenges and get this many followers, make this many posts, reply this many times, all this and that. And I do them, but I think it's making things worse. It's giving me diminishing returns where it's actually making me, people are seeing me too much with all these random posts just to try to fill it, just to do what they're asking me to do. And so then you have like
Yeah.
overexposure and everyone's just, I don't know, I'm just guessing, but that's not really the topical to the show, but it's
Meta
just
is
like,
crazy.
it's annoying, man. Like, I just saw a post. This woman today said, "I just started in November and I've already amassed 34,000 followers and I'm monetized." Blah 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 blah. I'm like, 34,000? What? Like, they just, that's just Facebook picking winners and losers. It was
Yep.
a nice lady, a
X
mom,
is
like just
doing the
talks about
same
mom
thing.
stuff, just doing things, talking about her everyday thing. It wasn't some kind of groundbreaking, physician or some kind of, you know what I mean? And it's just, it gets old because you put in
X
the
is
work for
playing the
so
same
long.
game. Look at who won the contests.
Yeah, I don't know what contest you're talking about because I didn't even get involved because X.
Articles and then AI generation stuff, I guess, which
Oh,
I
the
just didn't
articles.
really
Yeah, you were
bother.
telling me
But the
about. Yeah,
articles, like, of course, it was someone with many thousands of followers. Stop blowing, what, up our, what,
right.
without, like, why are you telling us that small creators are going to be promoted?
Look at this. For the last few days, you go down, you can see that I'm live, and if I click this, it'll take me to the live stream. But if I look at my profile on X, and this happened yesterday too, it's only showing Mondays
Yep.
live. That's the
I
first
was
post.
hunting.
I
I was
can't
hunting.
find
I
it.
was like,
You
what the
can't,
heck?
and nothing since Monday is showing up except you can still. I'm still live on X. We're still
Yeah.
here. Like, it's just so weird, you guys. It's always something. you try to do something like, and you're relying on these other systems, and I feel like that's probably, I can't imagine the big guys aren't having the similar issue. It's
Nah. If
they
someone with a large account goes live, you know it. Like let's say CT Fletcher on Instagram, you're gonna see it easily.
oh, 1 minute. Yeah, no, I agree with that. I just mean like little glitches and things. I think they do. They just have faster ways to fix that.
Yeah.
They can have their lawyer call and be fixed. What's up, Ted? Chairs, brother, chairs. Heating up a little diamond right now. I will gracefully do right off to the side over here. But we do have a few time for a few more stories. This one's interesting. A male birth control shot.
I heard about that.
Fellas, would you do something like this? What's up, John? Hello, I put you on the wheel, brother. Reversible male birth control shot created that lasts for 2 years.
But
Good afternoon, Ted.
Depo-Provera patients are now suing because of brain tumors. That's not going to be
Yeah,
any better.
I don't know a single form of birth control that hasn't shown or hasn't been shown to cause problems except for abstinence or I guess condoms, unless you're allergic. I don't know of any other birth control that hasn't been shown to be some kind of a problem, an issue.
I spent years on the pill because I had polycystic ovarian syndrome. I'm aware that I probably did some damage to my body, but the disease was causing damage too. So what was my choice? You know?
Yeah, that's why it's so hard for me to believe really any of the ups and downs about food, about medicine,
Yeah,
going backwards to stuff that we know worked, 100 years ago might be the might be a temporary solution, but we also know a lot of stuff was wrong about that stuff we used to do, and so like
that's
we have
right.
to sift through and figure out what is right now. Obviously, birth control. I don't know if there's any like herb or plant that you can use for birth control, but let's
That
see.
I wouldn't trust anything they want to inject in my body. Agree. I made the decision that I'm not even doing the tetanus booster now for a couple reasons. The first is I'm not that convinced that it's beneficial. And if you have a serious injury like a puncture wound, they're going to insist on it anyway. And they no longer manufacture just the tetanus. They want to do the DPT. They want to do all three. I don't need that. Why would I? Every time I've done a tetanus booster, if I look at my medical history, there's a dip in my quality of life. I just don't I just don't trust it anymore.
Alice says she would give the guys a shot. Ted, would you take the shot? Take the shot. It'll rest. It'll save your grandparents.
Like 20 years from now, men are going to be suing for brain tumors.
Right.
I don't know. I don't
It
trust it.
says researchers have developed a groundbreaking male birth control injection that provides effective contraception for up to 2 years, and it's completely reversible. The side effects are not, though. Unlike permanent procedures or daily pills, let's see, this single shot forms a soft gel-like barrier in the reproductive tract. Oh, that sounds good. Preventing sperm from leaving the body while leaving hormones untouched. While leaving
Wow.
hormones untouched. Really?
Oh, this is cringe.
So, have you ever heard of
Plus,
what
do you
happens with
trust
a.
it?
Well, right. Have you ever heard of what happens with a vasectomy?
It's not
So,
healthy from what I understand.
when they clip the tube, they clip the the highway for the sperm. It basically just it's still you still ejaculate. It just goes into the sac and it just hangs out there until your body reabsorbs it,
Yeah. And
which
they
is
tell
just a
you that
weird.
that is reversible, but it's not always. In fact, the majority of the time, it's not reversible.
Yeah, I can imagine that being a problem. Them trying to reverse it, and like, oh, there's not enough tube left. Sorry, we can't put it back together.
But this, I mean, once you inject something in your body, you can't take it out. Like if you take a pill, maybe that one pill works through your system, but you just injected something that you expect to have an effect for 2 years.
That's a pretty long term effect for them to say it will just
Yeah.
stop after 2 years.
Who
2 years, one
volunteered for this?
right. 2 years and one day, oh, it's over. Or is it like maybe it might be 2 years and 2 months? It might be a year
Or it
and
might
it
fail.
might be less. Yeah.
Or you might
Once
die.
says once ready to restore fertility, the process can be reversed with the second injection that dissolves the gel, allowing
Oh,
normal function to return. Early trials show high effectiveness. High effectiveness. That's not 100%. Zero hormonal side effects and full reversibility, offering a long awaited alternative to condoms or vasectomy. This marks
scary.
a major shift in reproductive responsibility, giving men safer, flexible control over their fertility for the first time in decades. When choices become shared, the future of birth control gets smarter.
So, I
Choices
mean,
have been shared with
yeah,
condoms.
and you're trusting, some guy's gonna be all, "No, I had the shot." Sure you did.
Right. That's
How do you
how.
prove that?
That's
And then that doesn't prevent STDs.
yeah. No,
I
I don't
rest my
know.
case.
I don't think there's any shot or pill that prevents STDs. Maybe vitamin
Nope.
C. Lots of vitamin C.
Penicillin.
Yeah, penicillin for sure. Mm.
The answer is the same as it's always been. Be conscientious, be responsible, be committed, don't be an idiot. And that's not hard, but nobody wants to be accountable,
Who
you
do you
know.
think initiated this research? Do you think it was a woman?
I want to say probably because I've seen so many
See, it's
women
Ted.
over the years who are like, why isn't there a male birth control?
Oh, so Ted had a vasectomy. Okay. Well, yeah. No, I mean, like, I think people. I think the argument had been had enough times where they say, well, who wants to wear a condom? And then they say, well, okay, well, why don't you get a vasectomy, like man versus woman in this argument, where oh well, that's permanent or that's surgery. I don't want to do that. And so they're saying, here's another option. I feel like this is
I would need
where
proof on that shot. Exactly.
well, it goes the other way
Exactly.
around, ladies. Like we have the same thing where if a woman says, "Well, I'm on the shot," like, are you though? Or are you in your mid 30s and
Are
do
you
you
sure you
feel like
took your pill consistently? Yeah,
do you feel
So
like it
again,
was
be responsible. Don't, I mean, I'm not preaching at anybody, but it's just
right?
if I have
Your
known
opinion.
people who had a triple digit body count. That's terrifying. There's no two ways about that. That's terrifying. Triple digits. And they were young. They were like early 30s at most. That's just asking for it.
What do you mean, John? You say so prep doesn't work? What's prep mean? Like preparation? You like preparation H? It's I hear it's good on the whole, but I don't think it's good for this. Yes, I stole that line from Doctor Evil. Okay.
But I do think, mentally bookmark that. I do think that if that goes through and that's what they're going to do next, anybody who actually thinks this is a good idea, y'all are going to be the first statistics. Give it 10 years max.
Why would I get this? My personality is all the birth control I need. I'm sorry, Billy. We're all out of antidote. I mean, restoration serum.
There have been women who fell victim to that as well. They found that, whatever method they went with, it was medical rather than just prophylactic. It did some permanent damage to their body as far as, then they want to have a baby and they find out they can't. Yeah.
Yep, I want to see more study done before this would ever be a thing.
Yeah.
Although I feel, I don't know. I think that with our medical advancements, I think most women are assuming. I think what is it, around 40, that they can't have more children. But I think it's not that they can. It's more about it, risk
Well, the
starts going up.
chances,
Yeah, lots of risk.
yeah, the chances of birth defects increases radically around 40. In fact, they pretty much recommend that by your late 30s, you should be winding it down. But, we've also seen successful and healthy pregnancies in 50s. It can happen. That's an individual choice, but you also have to be willing to take the responsibility if something goes wrong. Let's say you have a special needs child, whether physically or mentally. Now you are responsible for that child, possibly for the rest of their life, which means not only do you have to be capable of taking care of them as long as you're taking a breath, but you need to be financially set enough that you can set up a trust to take care of them if they are an adult that then needs special care. Yeah. Oh, you're
Right.
muted. Really.
I wonder, and this is maybe more of a personal wonder, curiosity. I wonder what the chances are of having a special needs child after already having one, or if it matters, or if it's like if
Oh, you
you,
mean like if the special needs child is your second child?
yeah, like no, like if you say if you have three children, if your special needs child is your first child, are the chances of your second and third child higher for them to be?
There's no
I
correlation
don't know.
unless it is a genetic issue, and then the correlation is just the fact that you have those genes and you've passed them on and you may do it again. Yeah.
Well, with autism, we know now that it's not a genetic thing, but is it? Can it? I wonder if it can still be correlated with the connection that our genes are already affected by all of the toxins and all the plastic and all the stuff.
I think it's
And then we have
multiple factors.
children. You know what I mean? Like, and so I think it's multiple factors for sure. But I think the woman when she's pregnant, I think that's from my knowledge that is the main reason for it, is that during the pregnancy, the things that happen, whether that's
Yeah.
Tylenol or vaccines or list goes on.
Well, we've
Uh,
also seen
yeah.
cases where, and obviously it's anecdotal, but I got to take some people's word for it. We've seen cases where child was fine, child got vaccines, now
Oh, so
child has autism diagnosis. So we don't really, we still don't really, really know. We're still navigating that. Um, but I do like, this is just my personal belief because I've seen it with autoimmune disease. There's a genetic predisposition before triggers. I do think that there is some factor that contributes to autism that may be genetic. It's just a possibility. I did an informal survey in my online lupus community one time because I was curious. I had someone tell me, well, it's confirmation bias, but it's not, because when I get a cross section of people and I say, I want everybody to answer this, and the answers come back, I know that it's everyone. The majority of the people from my communities there said either I'm autistic, or I have a child that's autistic, or I have multiple children that are autistic. It is a high incidence in the autoimmune community, and I myself am on the spectrum.
hmm,
So that was why I put the question out in the first place. How many of you? And sure enough, and in many cases, more than one person, and maybe the mother and the child both on the spectrum. So
because
there has to be something.
they have autoimmune issues, or I think the autoimmune stuff could come later, right after autism,
It
because autism
varies.
is typically, I don't know that you can get late onset autism. I think that's something
That's a
that you're
question
sort of
that we still don't
born with,
know.
right?
Yeah.
As far
And
as
it,
I
it
know.
could be that the factor was there, but then it ramped up. If I looked at my nephew was speaking at a young age, like everyone does in my family, and then stopped.
Hmm,
He stopped talking for a year. The family joke is, well, when he started talking again, he just had nothing to say. you know. But
right.
there was a flag raised. at school they said that he was probably autistic, and I see it. So
Right, and of course, like everyone's different on the spectrum as far as that goes. So
yeah,
some might have different varying connections or different what's the word exhibiting different characteristics of it.
yeah,
But I think we've also shown, at least through what I've seen, I know we're off on a rant about autism now, but what I've seen, there are some people that are claiming that certain things have reduced or eliminated symptoms. And that's probably not going to be a universal thing, obviously, for everybody. But it's interesting that there are some, like, I don't know if I would call it hope for it, but there are some things like the gut biome, like prebiotics and probiotics, have helped immensely for some people, and that's because that's partly why autism happens is the different deficiencies that are caused during the gestation when the blood brain barrier is like still forming and stuff gets in there. And so imagine the stuff that gets in there then causing your brain to say, whoa, i I only have enough capacity now to do 5 things instead of 6, so I have to get rid of something. What's it going to be? Is it going to be speech? Is it going to be social awareness? Is it going to be, like I name all the things that the autism, you have the symptoms of, and that your brain decides, okay, let me shut this one down because I can still survive with the rest. And
possibly.
that's the best explanation I've heard anyway. Obviously, I'm not a Scientologist, like I said before, but yeah, no, it's
Caught
interesting to
that
think
joke.
about. But well, like the thing about aluminum, a lot of people are demonizing aluminum. That's probably part of it, true too. Like any number of these things, I think it's everyone's getting a different cocktail. Like depending on which vaccine you got, how much Tylenol you took, and how much whatever else, like the combination of household
Yeah.
products that you were exposed to while being pregnant. And so that's why the spectrum is so vastly different. That's why you have this saying that once you've met someone with autism, you met one person with autism. Like you can't expect the next person to be similar to that person. It's like
Well,
interesting.
I mean, there's again going back to correlation does not equal causation. Let's say this: as an autoimmune child, because I was very much sick when I was a kid too. Um, I would catch a cold or a flu, and then it would take me a month to get over it. And if I had the flu in particular, I would have fevers. And of course, fevers were being treated with things like aspirin, maybe Tylenol. I don't remember. I was very young. So if those things are causative factors, if they're triggers, if they're contributing to it, then maybe just like the reason this is just a maybe. I'm not saying I know anything, but what if the reason that there's a high incidence of autism, the spectrum disorders in the autoimmune community is because we got sick and we were treated with those meds? We don't know. That's a
Yeah, you
possibility.
were you were like susceptible or high risk or any number of terms that would work
Because
there,
I was sick a lot. I missed more school than I attended in grade school. I was sick all the time. Yeah.
and that's clearly going to allow things to affect your brain more. And
High fevers too, like 107, okay? Which that's pushing it even for a child. So,
would you say, as far as I know, the biggest thing about, I guess, the biggest thing affecting someone with autism is that your brain um, neurons are firing in a different pattern than what I guess more regular brain would fire. And the biggest reason that's an issue is that a normal brain or a regular brain has sort of two highways that like the main highways of your neurons, and if you can't use those two highways, you have to sort of go in this sort of more rural, the back roads, if you will, the back roads. And so, yeah, that's why I wonder if like psilocybin might end up being something, because I know they started using it for depression, and the reason they use it is because it makes your brain route around route around like damaged areas or things like that. And so I wonder if it would help in any way. That the one time that it was actually
You can't
intentional.
leave us unsupervised.
Wow, yeah, one time. Thank you, Cam, very much.
There's a lot of different factors, and I mean, I see your comment, Dollyweed, but let me just say it this way. We still do not know. And I will not say that all vaccines cause all autism. Let's say it that way. But there's a lot we don't know. We don't know if those are a contributing factor or not. I would have to, see an actual case study of a lot of people who never got any vaccine and autism was, either present or not present to really, and we haven't done that. We don't know.
I don't know if we
I
see
was
it a lot
vaccinated as a child.
in the what is it, the community of Amish community. I don't think we see a lot of autism there.
They
Now,
have
Rose,
said that it's very
it's
minimal.
it's not as simple to say vaccines cause autism. It's
No,
not as simple to say that. I believe the biggest one is aluminum that has been in some vaccines,
possible.
and that I think is
Yeah.
one of the my
That's the
causes.
question. Is it the vaccine or is it what's in the vaccine? So
Exactly,
yeah, it's
that's
not
the
that
issue.
simple.
It's
We
not
don't
about
cook with
demonizing
aluminum now.
vaccines,
I
right?
stopped cooking with aluminum because they saw high levels of aluminum in the brains of Alzheimer's patients. So why would I take that risk? If we know that it's bad, if we
Mhm.
know that it can have a negative effect, or if there's a possibility, just avoid it. It's that simple.
Like my deodorant. I went to a non, made sure I'm not using any aluminum in my deodorant.
Yeah.
Hey, so get this, guys. Listen, we have. I need your help right now. We can get $600 if I read this ad for the kids guide. We need are 20,000 people in here. We need 20K in the Rumble live stream. Oh no, we
Repost,
just lost one.
repost.
We just lost one. No, no, come back.
Come
If all
back.
if all nine of you will repost it, we can get to six. I mean, it's funny, but I also have been telling my audience like, hey, if we get to like, so here's another similar one, $60 for the other, it's still the kids guide for 750 people in here. $60. That doesn't seem like a lot for 750 people. 600 doesn't seem like a lot for 20K either, honestly. But I'm not sure why they're even offering me these. It just must be a glitch or something, but they're there. There's another one for Emerald Med for 150 people, and I could. It doesn't say how much they're offering, but 150 people. Let's go.
I just discovered, I think it was yesterday, that I can add up to 3 links on my link tree that are offers to people of discounts that would earn me money. I was like, why didn't I know about this? Click, click, click. Yeah,
Oh, I'll have to check out that because we'll talk about that later because I don't know what
yeah.
that means, what that is exactly. Or we got time for like a story or two left, so let's do that real fast. Yeah, tell me about that link tree thing later. Here we go. Frequent, loving intercourse may be one of your greatest defenses against cold and flu. Studies reveal. Now we saw something last week, Tala. I believe we talked about it last week about
Yeah.
hugging. Hugging. We talked about hugging, right?
Yeah, oxytocin. Yeah.
This one goes a little bit deeper, if you will, and it talks about loving intercourse. I guess it doesn't mean like that dirty sex. It means loving
No wham
intercourse. That's a
bam,
little,
thank you, ma'am.
yeah. That's not the same thing in my opinion. Let's see. This is from The pharmacy's real. Studies have revealed that frequent sex supports the immune system in the winter months through a combination of physiological and psychological benefits, primarily increasing levels of or a specific antibody and reducing stress. Well, okay, I mean, you can they make little tiny balls to reduce stress. You just squeeze them. You know what I mean? Increase immune immune immunolo immune
Immunological?
no immunoglobulin
Oh, immunoglobulin. Yeah. Immunoglobulin.
studies such as one of from Wiki's University or no Wilkes Wilkes University in Pennsylvania found that individuals who had sex 2 to 3 times a week had significant higher levels of IgA in their saliva. IgA, because the A is capitalized, in their saliva compared to those who had less frequent sex. IgA is an antibody that acts as a primary defense binding to pathogens. I'm sorry. I'm just thinking of this study they did at college. This seems like a triple X film. They're at college and they have to get kids to do this study about sex, and they have them have sex 2 or 3 times a week, and then you have the one guy who's in the study where they're like, you have to be the control that doesn't get to have any sex. Sorry, my dude. You're in the other side because we gotta know like what the difference the levels
This guy's
are.
like, I haven't had a date in 3 years, so I might as well.
All right, we're gonna pick you. You're gonna be exhibit one on the other side of this. I just feel like that's just
Oh
sad.
Lord.
Let's see. At their entry points into the body, membranes in the nose, mouth, and lungs help the immune system destroy them. Oh wow. IgA is in the nose and mouth and lungs, guys. Just have random
I
sex, I
mean,
guess, is what they're saying.
let's also throw this wild card in there. It's been shown that married couples actually develop a unique form of immunity between them where they are less likely to pass colds and flu to each other
Oh, really?
from just living in the same household and being exposed to each other
Hmm.
than someone you would randomly encounter. Interesting.
That makes sense. Do you think that transfers to people that you live with as well in general, or just the
Possibly,
full?
but I'm not sure. I'm not sure exactly how far they went with that study. Yeah.
Do vibrators count? Diane asks. Diane, I don't. I'm gonna say probably not. I'm gonna say probably not. There's a good chance that it doesn't do what it says in the package. It's not gonna.
It's really
Let's
not a
see.
relationship, but
So stress reduction, improved sleep, physical activity. We talked about that last week. Man having sex twice a week or whatever. So okay, we can move on. But yeah, the antibody thing was interesting. I didn't know about that.
yeah.
This one comes from Wellness Mom Life.
Hmm.
Wow, that's a long story. This story says nearly missed parasites in my son as a nurse. Parasite in the fish.
Yeah, it looks like.
Must be. I wonder if they caught the fish. Let's see. So we don't need to read about. We've talked about parasites a few times. I
Yeah, we
definitely want.
have.
I want to do a cleanse. I keep saying that. I have not done one yet. Constant irritability. See. That's the thing is I don't have like all the symptoms. I have like maybe one or two. Like I don't have that many symptoms. But I still want to do a cleanse. I just don't
Yeah, I
feel
think it's wise. But just like, you don't have to do you can do something like fenbendazole or ivermectin. You don't necessarily have to. Like I was looking around for the bottle. I have pumpkin seed oil, things like that that periodically I'll take for a bit. Just precautionary. but I don't have anything that indicates that it's a problem. I just do it because I think it's a good idea.
So let me read these. Constant irritability, snapping, or crying over small things. Well, that's why I use
Otherwise known
cannabis.
as entitlement. But
Teeth grinding at night. I know I've had that happen. Restless, thrashing, sleeping. Uh, Only wants nuggets, carbs, sugar, refuses everything else. So
well,
this is
this is
talking
a
about for
child.
kids, yeah, for kids. Well, so for us though too, like breaded items and fried foods,
Simple
unexplained
carbs are
tummy aches,
addictive, so
right? Unexplained tummy aches or complaining complaints of itching, dark eyes, dark circles under the eyes, chicken skin or eczema that won't clear up. Two or three of these has a high chance of parasites. Four or
yeah, you
more,
got to have a
almost certain.
combination for sure.
Yeah. Started to cleanse that week. One night, six. I stayed up late just listening, waiting for their grinding sound. It never came.
Lots of reasons for grinding your teeth, though,
That's
Dolly.
true.
You know, it's
It's true.
TMJ. You know, which I have TMJ dysfunction. That can it's something as simple as that. Stress. Yeah.
So I didn't get. So for some reason, when I clicked on it, I didn't see this part again. But it says I'm a nurse practitioner at a pediatric clinic. I see 15 to 20 kids a day. Ear infections, strep throat, rashes, behavioral concerns. I'm trained to spot patterns, to connect dots. Oh, that's the beginning of her story. So she found out that kids had parasites. Good job, mom. I'm glad you did that.
A lot of parasites are very like self-limiting. Like for example, all the concerns that people have about raw fish. I get it. Yeah, there is a risk, but where are you getting your raw fish? So like I only am going to eat raw fish if it's been handled with the intention to serve it raw. I don't go to Ralph's and buy salmon and just cut it up raw. I'm going to go to a place that's specifically, a Japanese market that knows how it should be handled and examined and all that. Is there still a risk? Maybe, I haven't had any problems. And I do not like, I'm not promoting it and saying everyone should eat raw fish. It's just a choice for myself that I have walked through all of the potential scenarios and I'm not that concerned. Most of the time, if there's a problem, it's something that is short lived and self limiting. And yeah.
So you think like when we're eating fish that's cooked, we're also eating cooked parasites that are still in there.
Yeah. On some
So
occasions, yeah. I don't know how common it is, but yeah.
so
Some fish, it's more likely.
would you rather eat no would you rather eat known like cooked parasites or cooked roly polies?
Because I already know it's very likely. See, you know that when you're eating. See,
But
the
you
reason
do
that we
know,
don't
but you don't have like there's not like a handful of like cooked
no, that's
parasites
just
like
gross. That's just gross.
but you eat them. Well, we already eat them, so like
I know,
but
but
would you
it's mental. I admit
or
that.
the roly polies? They're like little shrimp.
This is why
All
we
right,
do.
little throwback to the little callback to the
But this is why
beginning of
we
the
don't eat raw freshwater fish. Okay, so there's a higher risk with that.
no
Yeah.
tilapia, Diane. Yeah, or like dirtier fish, things like that.
No swine, no tilapia, even cooked. I don't eat that stuff. Yeah.
Diane says, "Guess I'll grind my gums once the dentist decides to pull them out." Oh no. Grind down to your like I just imagine a brake pad that's been ground all the way down and
And a
grinding on metal.
mouthpiece.
Yeah. So we talked about this a little bit ago, actually. So very timely article here from Collective Evolution. A study published in the journal Nature compared the aluminum content in human brain tissue of people with Alzheimer's disease. Uh, fama, Famotale Alzheimer's disease.
I can't. Is it
Familial.
familial? Familial.
Familial, yeah, yeah. I'm sorry, it looked like a T, but those two eyes are. It's very small for me too, actually.
Yeah.
Um, I could probably zoom it in.
So with familial incidents, oh yeah, that helps. Are they saying that,
Uh,
let's see from
it
the
says
notes.
autism spectrum disorder and multiple sclerosis with healthy controls, according to the authors. Detailed statistical analysis showed that aluminum was significantly increased in each of these groups compared to control tissues. They go on to mention that we have confirmed previous conclusions that the aluminum content of brain tissue in Alzheimer's disease, autism spectrum disorder, and multiple sclerosis is significantly elevated. Further research is required to understand the role played by high levels of aluminum in the uh, atology, atology,
Or is it
aetology, a
the cursor on it?
AETIOL. Sorry, it's a weird word right there of human
Oh,
neurodivergent
etiology.
neuro, etiology. Yeah, okay,
Etiology,
sounds right.
yeah. They just
Human
did, like, the medical spelling. Yeah,
human degenerative and neuro developmental disease. That was a quote from somebody
yeah.
there. The
So, like,
researchers
autism
used tissue.
spectrum is in the category of neurodevelopmental, yeah.
hmm The researchers continue or use tissue from 20 controlled brains of healthy individuals to compare against the brain tissue of people who have had a diagnosis of the neurodegenerative conditions mentioned. The fact that all
Yeah,
disease groups have significant higher brain aluminum content that the control group is quite concerning. That being said, it's not proof that aluminum actually plays a direct role in each of these diseases. More research would need to be done. Of course, needs more money.
chicken or egg,
Yeah,
you know?
that's true, but they
Yeah,
are at least like I'm not going to
possible.
say, oh look, I'm not going to point at one thing. I've said it many times. Like it's a cocktail of things. There's many things that are all being demonized, but in separate groups of people. Like they're pointing at this or that or the other thing, and it's actually a combination of those things, and that's really what's going on.
Yeah.
Uh,
I
I
mean, we
I
know
just
that
read that coffee lowers your.
an excess of something
That's
like aluminum in the body is not a good thing. We do know that. We just don't know the entirety of the effect.
right. Rose says, I just read that coffee lowers your Alzheimer's risk. That's
Yes,
interesting. Black
that's
coffee
great.
for sure. Um,
Yep.
you heard that, Rose? Alice says.
We've known that
Uh,
one for a while.
yeah, I should start drinking black coffee. Actually, black coffee is good for
Bulletproof
you, and it has
bulletproof coffee almost every morning.
bulletproof.
Yeah. And between that
That one.
and switching to keto 5 to 6 days a week, I don't have brain fog anymore. Gone.
Hmm.
Yeah.
I have a brain fog, but for slightly different reasons. But some of that is on. It's
It's artificially
it
induced.
it's self inflicted on purpose because I have too many thought processes, always all going at the same time. I
Too many
remember,
tabs open.
yeah, well, like I'll be perfectly honest. If I'm not using cannabis, which look, I get it. There are downsides. We could talk about it, but if I'm not using cannabis, I will sit there in a room, nothing on, nothing, nothing happening, not getting things done because I am thinking of all the things that need to get done, and I'm like stuck in the middle of this spider web, and it just doesn't work out
Paralysis,
well.
yeah.
Yeah, it
Like
doesn't
that
work
way,
out
it's
too
like,
well.
I
So
should
I
do
don't,
this, I should do that.
I hate to make excuses, but that's how I roll, I guess.
Yeah.
So that's cool though. That they're at least studying more about the aluminum and things like fluoride and stuff that we've long said, hey, why is this necessary? Like, can we get this out of here? I think aluminum is most likely used for disinfectant, if I'm not mistaken. Like it's an antimicrobial.
I'm trying to remember what their excuse was for putting it in vaccines. I think it may be that, like, preservation. But the the problem was, once it was alerted as being an issue, it's still in multi-dose vials, I believe. So like a single dose, they don't. Thimerosal, that's what it's called. Yeah, which is aluminum, I guess.
By Marisol.
Yeah,
By Marisol.
preservative.
Well, you
They
know.
used to put it in contact solutions. They used to.
Oh, for your eyes?
hmm Contacts,
Oh,
yeah. Yeah,
oh
they took
dear.
it out a long time ago. So if they took it out of contact solution, why is it still in even the multi-dose,
I
you
don't know.
know, figure out something else that isn't potentially toxic. We'll use the word potentially to be very liberal, no pun intended.
Right. To give the most,
Oh,
I guess, leeway. But okay,
yeah.
so we got time for one more. I'm gonna read this last one, but let's get that Rumble popping. I'm gonna read an ad once we get this when we're done with this.
If you add half and half, it's not black coffee.
Yeah, I don't think that's black coffee.
Now, you can categorize bulletproof coffee as black. You can. Just depends on how you make it. But I mean, I add grass fed butter to mine, so yeah.
So this is clearly an AI picture. I don't know if it's even real, but it says Finland develops a wireless power system that transmits electricity through the air without cables. Now, I'm pretty sure that we've figured out how this could be done, say via the
Jacob's ladder.
Tesla. Well, the way that Tesla had designed some, like his tower that he had built and things like that. I think some people have sort of at least theorized how it could be done, but the issue I think comes in that we are already using a bunch of other wavelengths like our Wi-Fi and our radio wavelengths and things. And if we were to start transmitting power everywhere, the assumption is that things like our phones and stuff like that would just start, like, maybe not blowing up, but
Like an EMP,
shorting
right?
out. Like, yeah, it would just be like uh, let's just, like, not
I
good.
mean,
And
not for nothing, the human body also conducts electricity.
yeah, so I don't know. I don't know how much of this is possible. I know there's like maybe like a small, like you could have like a trickle coming through, but I don't know how much you could really get. Let's just read some more over here. Let's see. Finland is taking a major step toward a future without plugs or cables for developing a wireless power system that can transmit electricity through the air. What once belonged to science fiction is now entering real world testing, showing that energy may soon be developed or delivered without physical connections at all. For more than a century, electricity has depended on wired grids and metal pathways. This new Finnish approach challenges that foundation by using precisely controlled electromagnetic fields to send power safely through one open space from a transmitter to a receiver. It signals a potential shift in low energy or how energy could be distributed in the future. Okay, so we need we need to maybe look this one up.
Yeah, that
This
scares
comes
me.
from Puberty.
I haven't figured out how to pronounce
Let's
that.
see, Puberty.
Puberty sounds
Uh,
wrong. It's
did
cringe. I'm gonna call it
Finland
pubbity just
start testing? Uh,
fact check.
let's see, transmission. Two S's maybe of electricity through the air.
That GPT says no. And
No,
refers
Finland has
to
not started
Nikola
large
Tesla.
scale. I didn't say large scale. What's that?
No, I know.
I'm asking, do they have one? Grok, is there
So
one thing to being tested? Go
modern
ahead.
wireless electricity. Today, wireless power is used in phone wireless chargers, which is inductive charging. You have to put it on the charger. Electric toothbrush chargers, RFID and NFC systems. I don't even know what NFC is. Some experimental EV and long distance power transmission systems. Well, that's what this is talking about, right?
Mm-hmm. It does get down to it a little
Tell
bit
me
here
about
too.
the experimental EV and long distance power transmission systems. Two main experimental areas today: wireless charging for electric vehicles, long distance wireless power transmission. I would say that what it's saying is it's experimental still.
Yeah, and
Efficiency is
that's
90 to 93% efficient.
I guess testing phase is after experimental phase. Okay, okay, you
Here's
got
who's
me there.
testing
You
it.
got me.
Why Tri-City in
Have a good
USA,
day, Rose.
Electrion in Israel/Sweden/Germany, BMW, Hyundai, Toyota, trials in Germany, Norway, Sweden, and the US. Huh. There's dynamic wireless charging, which is charge while drive. That's completely different.
Mm-hmm. Guys, if you're on Rumble, hit that like button and comment below, and I'll put you on the wheel one more time. The door prize.
Concept: electricity converted to microwaves beamed through the air. That microwave, hello.
There you go. That sounds like we'd be cooking our brains all
this
day
this
long.
worries me. Captured by a, I kid you not, rectina. A rectifying antenna. It's a
Oh my, a rectenna. Sounds like
rectina. That sounds.
it sounds intense. I'm not gonna lie. Who
They're
else we got?
scaring me with these names.
Diane. We got Alice. Hello, hello, ladies. And before we go too far and lose it, what we're gonna do real fast is click on this here ad from Chicago Steak. All right, let me tell you about my Valentine's Day sponsor, and honestly, this one is no brainer. Chicago Steak Company, code HEART26. Look, you could fight for a reservation at some overpriced restaurant, sit there surrounded by strangers, rush through your meal, or you could stay home, cook together, and have a way better experience. These are USDA prime steaks, hand selected, wet aged up to 40 days, restaurant quality delivered to your door. Here's the deal. It's the last week for the free Valentine's shipping. Order $199 or more. Use code HEART26 and you get $145 in free gifts. That's 2 Maryland crab cakes, 6 Italian chocolate pastries, and free shipping. So you've got appetizers, main course, and dessert done. Go to mychicagosteak.com /heart26. Use code HEART26. Link in the description. Okay, there we go. Thank you for the 92 cents. My Chicago steak. Tala, there you are. Gotcha. Oh, and Kayla.
I mean, McLaren went the same place I did with that Millie.
I want a rectenna, right? Well, like, I thought it'd be a very different word with an E in front of it, but a rectenna could definitely be, like, yeah, never mind. We don't need to, yeah.
We had to have one moment of juvenile humor.
Right. Well, ladies can do that all day. I try to maintain some kind of semblance of class, maybe, and no, I'm just kidding. All right, I'm gonna spin this wheel. You do have to be here to win, so make sure you don't go anywhere for a couple minutes here. We're gonna spin the door prize, and we'll get out of here. So there it is. I think it might copyright claim me. I don't know. But there it is. Here, you guys enjoy 60 seconds of this opportunity again. I'm not even sure if I'm audible. It's kind of loud. Indoorfarmer.locals.com. MJ, Margaret, are you still here? I think Margaret's here right now.
MJ!
Does the
Yeah, you need a cymbal clash or something. Fireworks.
That's what it did. It was like, Margaret, are you here? Someone can tag Margaret, please. She must have stepped out. She's she's here almost every day and takes care of a lot. She's one of my moderators. She also helps in the game night. She congratulates every winner and links the sponsor in the same like comment. And that's awesome because it reminds the sponsors that hey, there's somebody winning my prize every week. So they kind of, it's almost like set it and forget it. Like they do a deal with me or whatever, and then just never, may not ever see that there's something happening over there. And so
Yeah.
that helps a lot. I like that she does that. Okay, no one's, oh, there she is right there. Congrats, Margaret. Thank you very much. Congratulations. Margaret now has, I might have to set you up with, oh no, you've got 78 indoor farmer coupons now. You better give me a good
I haven't been
six.
wearing my Fitbit, so I have no idea how much sleep I'm getting, but I feel
No,
tired today.
maybe you take what you're taking magnesium still.
Yeah.
Hmm.
I think just like too many nights that I've been up later than I should be, kind of off my routine. And I'm hosting my community X space at 4 p.m. today, so I just wanted to get all the hosting done in one day, you know?
I like to do it. I spread out, and this is why I made 5 different shows, is because I'm multifaceted, but also because I like to. I was going live every day just because I had the time to do so, and I'm like, well, let me just create a reason for that to make sense and to justify, partly yes, to justify a, I don't know if I'd call it a vice, but like it can be addicting for people to go live and to be like there's something to that, and we've talked about it before, the whole like the internet addiction and everything. And I thought instead, well, let me at least do something that is bettering myself in some way, giving some kind of a value to others and a value to myself. That's what I like Wednesdays. I really enjoy this, and I thank you again, Tala, for coming on. And it's Heart Awareness Month, guys. Don't forget.
Yeah.
Do you would you like people to still do the picture thing?
Um,
Because we
you
could
know, that
try to
only
talk about it right now. You know what I mean?
yeah, it only gains traction that one day because there's, the presence online, for that and
Oh, I
specific
see.
hashtags and stuff. But I mean, it is all the whole month is heart disease awareness, so, I mean, if people wanna post pictures, sure, but to do the, collaborative thing, that 1st Friday
What
in
was the date?
February is the
It's
day.
always the first Friday in
Always the 1st
February.
Friday. Yeah,
Okay, I'll try to remember that next February.
yeah. And you know what, like, you saw my messages, like, this year, I have so much on my plate that I felt like, I could spend a week asking people for selfies, but I'm gonna lose a lot of time to that, and so this year I just decided, let the chips fall where they may. Let's see, how important is this to people without me saying very much about it? I posted about it, and I wanted to see what would happen. It
Hmm.
was eye-opening,
Mm.
and it's crazy to me because heart disease is something that affects all of us. If you don't have it and you never have it, I promise you know a bunch of people who have it, family, friends, whatever. So, yeah, we should all be
Sad.
paying attention to this.
That's sad. But yeah, at least we talk about it on our here on this little spot with the 20 people that are listening. But guys, listening, if you could hit the like button again, go follow Tala. She posted or she commented on the Facebook. First Light Warrior. I should have pinned that comment. Might be in here somewhere still.
Yeah, pop
But
in
yeah,
again too.
yeah, if you want to, yeah, go follow her on Facebook, and obviously go check us out on X if you haven't yet. We should continue invading X, and you guys come and find it and try it out, test it out. It's a good alternative, Facebook and X. I like to use them both. So we'll see you tomorrow for people in the boxes. We're going to talk about dates. I was thinking about like terrible first dates, but I think maybe we might simplify it to just dates, dating and dates, and talk about like, maybe insane things that happened on a date, stuff like that. I think it'd be good.
Out of focus.
It happens. It happens to me too, but for me, I can't ever. It doesn't show me that on my side. But if I look at myself on Facebook or somewhere, every so often, I'm out of focus.
Well, and it's weird because out of focus here, but not down there. Yeah.
Yeah.
It usually doesn't
Are
happen.
you using OBS?
Mm-mm.
See, I'm using OBS, and I feel like that was the problem, but maybe not. Maybe it's something else. Who knows? All right.
Yeah.
Anything else, Tala? I'll get a try.
Yeah, just I'm doing my community. I start my space from my community on X, so I am hosting a space this evening at 4 p.m. Pacific. The topic is life algorithm reset, the level up.
That's 7 o'clock tonight. Okay. Yeah, I'll be doing probably be finishing up dinner with my son at that point, so I'll have to check it out. Cool. Thanks again. It's been a good one. We'll see you tomorrow, guys. Thursday night, 8 o'clock Central Time. And I think I'll head over to Locals for a little bit after this. We'll see you guys there. Peace. Remember, as it loads in, is it going to load in? Oh, there it goes. Everybody's got to eat. Thanks, guys.
Yeah, this is for my green thumbs in the game. Waylon the indoor farmer, check my name. Sustainability, we about to reclaim. This is how we do it, keep it in the frame. I'm Waylon the farmer, the indoor king. Living off the grid, what the city can't bring. Got my hydro set up, my LED lights. Growing all my greens, all through the night. Self-sustain, that's the mission. Growing my own, I'm not missing. Indoor farming, the hustle's real. Waylon's